Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's been a long time. Feels like ages since I've been able to take the ST out to get some fun in. But now the restrictions have lifted somewhat, we can go to some events. And the first one for me this year is what this video is about. It's the Wiscombe Park Hillclimb, which I did for the first time last year. So looking forward to having another crack at that. This time the ST is a bit lighter, about 33 kilos lighter, thanks to the weight reduction I did on the car through the winter, and just trying a few different things to see if I can perform better at that hill climb. So let's take a look, see how I got on. Cheers. Okay, so here I am, composing myself, letting the Porsche Boxster ahead take the start. There's a red light on my dashboard. I'm not sure if you can see it from here or not. I can just about make it out, but the battery light came on, red light, the right hand speedometer dashboard indicating that something was untoward with the alternator. Unbeknownst to me, that meant that the actual auxiliary belt which drives the alternator and the water pump was not working or broken. But I didn't realise that, so I just plowed on regardless. Even at about this early in the hill climb, I noticed that the car was very down on power. Didn't really feel fast, but I was happy just to mosey along. It was the practice time anyway. Didn't want to break the amount of records. But it was definitely something that didn't feel right. The car was out of breath quite quickly. And by the time I got to the top, I noticed that the engine temperature had gone to full, super hot. But again, didn't really understand what was causing this, so just put it to one side, did the lap, and got myself back to the pits to get ready for my first time lap. Despite that, and the sort of wheezy lack of power, I think I did a 50.64 my practice, which compared favourably to last year's practice, 50.16. So on that basis, I wasn't really that suspicious. Felt the car was down on power, but maybe that was just me not understanding the car. So let's go and see what happened on the first time lap. So again, no noticeable difference up to turn 1, but here up the long drag already, I'm feeling that it's definitely under power again. So very disappointing, just not picking up the car at all compared to what it can do. So I just continued to get up there as quickly as I could, but definitely there was something wrong with the car second time round. My first time lap, I wasn't really hopeful of getting a good time. I think I've gone another 50.39 compared to last year. I was in the 47s, 48s my first time lap, so 2 seconds off the pace at least at the stage. So very disappointed at this point, knowing that something's definitely wrong, and the heat, the temperature gauge was at its full. So back to the pits. Luckily, the trusty trailer that I hired this time round gave me a great platform. I knew I needed to raise the car, get underneath it, have a look around, and I did bring my trolley jack. So in the paddock where my allotted space is, there was just all grass. So I luckily left the trailer with the ramps down, so that I could just pull up. Got a solid base to work from underneath. So I'm going to remember that tip next time. The trolley jack would have just sunk into the grass, I'm sure. So got the car up on the trailer, had a look underneath and saw the trailing evidence of a auxiliary rubber belt that had perished. Then I put two and two together because clearly the water pump wasn't being engaged and therefore the engine was getting super hot and therefore the power was reduced pretty dramatically, which explained the crappy times. Luckily, I had a spare belt with me, and unfortunately I didn't have the right tools and spanners, but I just walked around the paddock and I found this very friendly motorcyclist with a big van full of tools. So I borrowed the right spanners from him, spent about an hour under the car. Luckily it went into lunchtime, so I just had enough time to turn it all around to get ready for the second time run of the afternoon. I did notice that there was a misalignment of the pulleys where the rubber belt sort of passes around, and I recall that I did remove the air conditioning pulley or bypassed it and had a blanking pulley in place of the actual compressor. So to cut a long story short, I think it was my own handiwork that caused the misalignment, which caused the failure in the auxiliary belt. So kicking myself that I didn't test it out properly after I removed the aircon unit during the winter. Hey ho, at least I had a spare belt, so put it on, got very hot, sweaty, but managed to grab a bit of lunch and cool down before the second time run. So we'll pick it up from there. Now it's terminal, belts come off again. Bugger. So a pretty good summary on my part there as to the situation. The misalignment was obviously persisting and something I couldn't really deal with properly on the day there, and also didn't really have another belt to swap over. So time to call it a day. Got a second time run in of 49.64. Again, that's about 3 seconds off my pace last year, so super frustrating, especially when I consider the class. I haven't talked about that, so I'm going to show you the results here. The Class C3, which is the modified limited production class, of which I was a part, you can see there were 5 competitors in total, including myself, and I think I came second in class behind the Porsche Boxster. Lovely car, the Boxster. You can see it in front of me as I approach the start line, but that person's fastest time was a 48.77. And last year, my quickest, my first ever event was 46.67. So I think I could have come away with a class win, which would have been delightful to do. But anyway, I learned a great deal, had a great day,
Super sunny, met a few people, and quite enjoyed the pressure of trying to figure out what was wrong and replace the auxiliary belt over the course of the lunch break between time runs. So onwards and upwards, I think there's going to be another one in June. So I'm going to sort out the misalignment. The good news is those belts are only about £8, so I just need to spend a bit of time working out where the misalignment's coming from and test it thoroughly on the roads before I enter the next hill climb. So more to come on that. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll be back again very soon. Cheers.
An update on the rallying front. Rallies are happening with crews, co-driver wearing balaclavas. It could be fireproof, I suppose. And now the time card system has gone, a bit like in most scorecards, front car trials and things like that.